Welcome back to Midnight Signal AI. Today's date is April 2nd, 2026, and we're here to break down the most important AI news from the last 24 hours. I'm Alex.
And I'm Jamie. Coming up, Google is rethinking how AI agents get smarter. Think modular skills instead of bloated prompts. Plus, SpaceX finally files for an IPO, and it could rewrite the playbook for tech giants and retail investors alike.
We'll also dig into Anthropic's new partnership with Australia, some wild discoveries inside Claude's codebase, and a legal battle putting the Altman family under the AI spotlight. Let's jump right in. Our lead story comes from the Google AI blog, where the company just dropped a developer's guide to building 80K agents with skills. They're pushing what they call a progressive disclosure architecture for AI agents, letting them load expertise on demand instead of front-loading everything in one giant prompt. Google says that can reduce token usage by up to 90%.
That's a massive efficiency gain. Instead of an agent being forced to know everything all at once, it can pull in only the knowledge or skills it needs when it needs them. They outline 4 different patterns, from simple checklists to something called skill factories, where agents can actually write new code for themselves at runtime. That's a huge shift from static, monolithic models.
And it's not just a technical detail. Lower token usage means faster responses, lower compute costs, and potentially more up-to-date agents because you're not always working with a giant frozen context window. Plus, this modular approach could make it easier for developers to build domain-specific agents without reinventing the wheel every time.
Exactly. It's another step toward AI that can truly specialize or even learn new skills after deployment. That's been a holy grail for enterprise use cases. The open question is how well these agents can manage which skills to load and when, especially in ambiguous situations. But if Google can make this intuitive, it's a big deal for the whole ecosystem.
Moving on, Anthropic is making headlines in Forbes Australia with its deepening alliance with the Australian government. The piece lays out how Anthropic, now valued at over $500 billion, is looking to shape local AI policy and access new research talent. It's a rare peek into how global AI giants are courting governments, not just customers.
Anthropic's play here is pretty strategic. Australia has unique datasets, a strong university system, and a political climate that's eager to get ahead on AI regulation. By embedding themselves early, Anthropic gets to influence both the talent pipeline and the policy conversation. And with so much concern about AI safety and national security, this kind of partnership sets a template for other countries.
On to the biggest market story of the day. SpaceX, led by Elon Musk, has filed to go public. Multiple outlets, from the Straits Times to the New York Times, Reuters, and BBC, are reporting on what could be the largest IPO in history. The most interesting wrinkle: some sources say SpaceX may allocate triple the usual shares to everyday investors, not just big institutions.
If that's true, it would be a game changer. IPOs are usually dominated by banks and funds, so if retail investors get more access, it could democratize a piece of the next tech superpower. Also, the IPO could catapult Musk into trillionaire status, which adds another layer to the Musk narrative, the richest man on Earth, now with public market momentum behind his space and AI ambitions.
And let's not forget, Starlink, the satellite internet arm, has been a key driver of SpaceX's surging valuation. The public offering will give us a rare look under the hood at the real economics of launching satellites, running global internet, and even AI-enabled space operations.
But it's not all sunshine. Going public brings regulatory scrutiny, quarterly earnings pressure, and maybe more transparency than Musk is used to. Still, this is a seismic moment for both the space and AI sectors. It's not just a financial event. It could set the tone for how the next wave of deep tech companies approach public markets.
Switching gears, let's talk about the hackers who dissected Claude's inner workings. According to Business Insider, coders spent hours poking around inside Anthropic's Claude model. What did they find? Easter eggs like virtual pets, playful spinner verbs, and even a curse chart, suggesting the model was trained not just for utility, but for personality.
That's fascinating on two levels. First, it highlights how AI models are increasingly being designed for engagement, almost like digital companions, not just productivity tools. Second, it shows how open the community is to reverse engineering and exploring these black boxes. The fact that these quirks exist might make Claude more relatable, but it also raises questions about what else could be hiding in the code, intentionally or not.
It's a reminder that as these models become more complex, transparency and security become even more important. What's under the hood matters. On a related note, Fast Company ran an intriguing piece titled What War and Lifeguards Teach Us About AI and Humans. The article draws parallels between split-second human judgment, like saving a drowning swimmer, and AI decision-making. The main thesis, humans still have an edge in ambiguous, high-pressure scenarios, but AI can augment or guide those decisions when the stakes are high.
That's a good reminder that AI isn't about replacing humans, but about creating new types of collaboration. In fields like security, healthcare, or disaster response, the best outcomes often come from AI amplifying human intuition, not replacing it. The challenge is figuring out when to trust the machine and when to override it, a theme that's going to become more important as these systems get deployed in real-world life or death situations.
Let's pivot to some drama in the AI world. Devdiscourse reports on a legal dispute between Sam Altman's siblings, putting the OpenAI CEO's family in the headlines. The details are private, but the fact that Altman's personal life is under scrutiny again shows how much pressure AI leaders are under, personally and professionally.
Yeah, it's a bit of a sideshow, but it matters. The personalities driving the AI race have become public figures, and their decisions, inside and outside the boardroom, are getting dissected. It's a reminder that the stakes are high, not just for technology, but for the people at the center of it. Corporate governance, personal integrity, and public trust are all getting stress tested in real time.
Wrapping up, let's circle back to the bigger picture. Whether it's Google's modular agent skills, SpaceX's IPO shakeup, or Anthropic's global ambitions, one thing is clear: the AI landscape is evolving faster than ever. The lines between code, capital, and culture keep blurring, and every day brings a new frontier.
Exactly. If you're building in this space or just trying to keep up, staying curious and critical is more important than ever. We'll keep covering the stories that matter, with context you can actually use.
That's a wrap for today's Midnight Signal AI. Until next time, keep building, keep questioning.